taking the wisdom, taking the knowledge, okay, from Mr. Wally Dixon.
Thank you. Everybody doing good morning. I see there's some people that work nights. I guess they sleep, but that's okay though. You're gonna wake up soon. A couple guys right here sleep, got them late night jobs, right? But one thing you should learn from me, and I want to apologize for my lateness. Make sure you're on time. I feel bad. Make sure you're on time, okay? So you guys was here. I'm glad they showed a couple of videos. But when you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, it's very important that you be where you need to be at a certain time. How you do that? Be a little bit earlier. So I want to apologize for having you guys wait. Once again, he said my name is Wally Dixon. I earned the name Main Event. Went to Rutgers University. I just want to share a little bit about my story with you guys. I was an average kid. Grew up in South Carolina, between South Carolina and Linden, New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Where I came from in South Carolina, you might know two guys that I grew up around or that I knew. One was my best friend in South Carolina. His name was Ray Allen. How many people know Ray Allen? The other guy who I watched grow up, I know his father very well, John Moran. Now, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, but just remember John Morant, right? And also remember people, places, and things. All right, remember those things. People, places, and things. The people you be around, the things you do, can dictate your outcome. We'll get back to it. But being a kid, my mom was a model, my dad was a boxer, so I didn't want to be a model. I did boxing a little bit. As a kid, I played every different sport: basketball, football, baseball. But somewhere down the line, I clinched on to basketball. And the way I clinched on to basketball is because from the videos you saw, I was an okay basketball player, right? But I got cut from my 6th grade. I got cut from 7th grade. I didn't make the team. So the reason why I got great at basketball was something that I wanted to work at. I had to work at it. I had to get better because the guys who made the team were just better than me. But it also opened up a light bulb. That things in life that you want to obtain, you don't want no one just to give you something. You know, of course, if you do a job and you charge a fee, get your check. But in life, certain things you want to earn. So no matter how far I went in my career, or how far someone think I should have went in my career, I believe myself, my personal goal is that I did the best I could do. I got cut from 6th and 7th grade, which people be like, yo, he's never going to make it in basketball. And it also showed me the importance of never giving up. You never give up. You set your goals. Now, I'm telling you this stuff, when I say set your goals, how many people have a list? Like a list of what you want to do in life or what do you want to become. How many have it? Raise your hand. It doesn't matter if you don't have it, because I didn't have it. It's very important to have your goals. You have your short-term goals, you have your long-term goals. You have sophomores, you have seniors, right? So you want to make sure you go into that list every single day, and you should be doing something towards that list. I wish I'd known this a couple of years ago, a lot of years ago. My thing was basketball is all I have to do. I just want to play basketball, When it comes to your grades, my grades was okay. I did just enough. I was a student. How many people ever thought this or said this to themselves? Oh, I'm good with my back against the wall. Everybody ever said that? Well, I don't have to study for the test. I can study for it the day before. Anybody ever did that? Or didn't study at all? I was that kid. I was that kid that didn't really take education serious. I just wanted to play basketball. But there's certain things that you have to do when you're an athlete. There's something else that must come with it, right? How many athletes are here with a raise of a hand? All right, next question. Similar question, but different. How many student athletes is here? So you know the difference. I was just an athlete. I wasn't a student athlete. I did just enough to pass, just enough. But what I learned in life is when you do just enough, you have no room for error. And it will catch up to you. It will definitely catch up to you. In life, it will catch up to you. So whatever you think you're doing, if you're cutting the corner, you know, if you're being lackadaisical or not serious, when it caught up to me, and it helped with my story, because my story is that I never gave up. Out of everything I'm going to tell you, I never gave up. I went to Rutgers University. Well, let's go back a little bit. So when I came out of high school in 1992, for athletes, you had to have a GPA of a 2.0 and a 700 on the SAT. By me not taking the school real serious and my college prep classes and stuff like that, I got an 890 on the SAT. I had a 1.9 GPA. Not good, right? So as those bad habits that we get, I think some of you should be out of your bad habits by now. Normally you catch them 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Once you get into high school, it's kind of changed. Didn't. Go to Rutgers University, I had so many schools. All Division I schools. I would have garbage bags. And those schools, I chose Rutgers University. There's a couple of reasons why I chose Rutgers University. I chose Rutgers University, number one, I'm big on Jersey, right? I'm representing for the whole state. Number two, I met a guy named Alan Osceola, they call him Chicago. I met Chicago when I was in 8th grade at a basketball game at the RAC. He says, hey, my name is Chicago, you should get to know me, and whatever, right? Meet this guy. And also, the main reason why my mom would say, hey, listen, I see you opened up these letters, but you didn't open up these letters. I said, yeah, Mom, because the reason why those letters, they don't have my name spelled right. My name is Arabic. It's Waliyy. So I'm like, wait, if they can't spell my name right, are they really interested in me? And I chose Rutgers. I got my first letter from Rutgers University. I got a scholarship. I came out of high school. I had 1,780 points. Now listen to this. I had 1,780 points. I didn't shoot too many jump shots, but I had 250 dunks. So I had 500 points in just dunks alone between my freshman year and my senior year. I was an All-American. I played AAU. I was actually an AAU All-American as well. That means I was up there with the best, the elite guys. So now I go to Rutgers University. Let's get back to the 2.0. I had a 1.9. What does that mean? I had to sit out a year, right? I fell under something called a Proposition 42. I might be one of the first players in New Jersey to fall under a Proposition 42 category. Everybody else was falling under Proposition 48. And the Proposition 48 meant that you had your SAT score, but you didn't have the SAT score, but you had the GPA. So now I had to sit out my first year at Rutgers University. It was interesting because you're a freshman, and you want to be a part of the things that's considered cool, being on the basketball team, you know. But when I set out that year, I worked on my grades, worked on my game a little bit, and the next year I played. I had a decent season. There's two things in college that I hope each and every one of you get an opportunity to get. There's two things you're going to look for in your P.O. box. The first thing is a letter from your loved one, your family. And the second thing is that rebate check. When I went to that mailbox this particular day, I opened up the mailbox. It wasn't a rebate check. It wasn't a letter from no one. What do you think it was? What is it? Basically what it was is a letter saying that my services are no longer going at Rutgers University. And this is the reason why. Once again, I went back to my old habits. I'm going to let you guys know, especially you seniors that go to school, that go to college, you're going to go to college, right? You're literally at that stage of adult. No one's going to call you to wake you up. You're going to have to do what you have to do. But I went back, I backpedaled backwards to where those same habits, I picked them up my sophomore year. I didn't make it to my sophomore year. After the season was over, I'm not going to class. Not really understanding there's a process. There's a traditional process. You want to become a professional athlete as far as NBA, NFL. They want you to go through their process. I didn't go through their process. There's some things to blame, but the main person to blame is yourself. It's me. When you can look in that mirror, be honest with that person in the mirror. Because if you're not honest with the person in the mirror, there's no way you can be honest with anyone else. Does that make sense? I came to where I was mad with everybody, and I said, wait a minute. When I was supposed to be going to class, I was with some of the oldest guys going to something called Douglas Mark. I shouldn't have been going to no Douglas Mark. I should have been going to class. And when you have people that you sit back and you say, wow, he or she really care about. The guy in Chicago, I lived on Livingston. They call it The Rock. He said, yo, I might got to change the environment. Now, mind you, he don't go to Rutgers. I don't think he went to Rutgers. You know, he has an establishment here. Great guy. I said, what do you mean? I said, this is where they placed me at, on Livingston. He said, no. He said, the next semester, I'm going to get you on College Avenue. It helped. It was a little bit different, you know, but I didn't hold up my bargain of the stick. So when I was getting all those letters, I put myself in a position where I had a book. It was about that thick. It was all different colleges. And I'm calling schools now. Yo, my name is Wiley Dixon. I got a 42-inch vertical. Blah, 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 blah. What do you think the person said after that? My GPA. I said, I just got kicked out of Rutgers University academically. Phone hang up. I called about 20-something schools. There's one coach, Benedict College, Coach Willie Washington. This is what he told me. He said, listen, he said, I'll send you a one-way ticket. If you what you say you is, I will get you a flight back. So I went down there, and that was something I used to do at the foul line. I would do like I would shoot a foul shot, but before the ball actually come out the net, I run, catch it, and do a windmill. So he was like, no, I never saw nobody do that. I made the team. The season coming around, in between that, you got the summer, so I was home. Remember, it goes back to people, places, and things to dictate an outcome. So this is my second chance, right? My second chance in college to play college basketball. On home on that summer break, I saw one of my friends. He said, yo, what's up? I heard you down south going to school. I said, yeah. Well, he was in a, quote unquote, he was a hustler type guy. I invited him to come down to my school in South Carolina. He did some things that he just wasn't supposed to do, to where I said, wow, I'm getting ready to play on this team. But what he did, his actions, people, places, and things, I told him to come down there. I said he was my cousin, right? A bad deal went down, right? So for me, he's going back home. I'm still here. So whatever he did, I felt as though it could come back on me. About 4, 5 in the morning, I left the school, went to my mom's house, who was in South Carolina at the time. People, places, and things. Third opportunity, my agent, at this time I have an agent, basketball agent. He went to West Virginia. His name was Eugene Napoleon. He said, listen, do you want to do this again, or you want to try to go overseas, or what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to give it one more chance. There's a school called Caldwell College. Caldwell College is like a religious school. So we had a religious class, and I thought the professor was saying, well, you can do your paper on this, that, and the third, giving us examples. What I did wasn't really paying attention. I did a 5-page paper on the 5 pillars of Islam. Total disrespect in a way to the school, right? Got kicked out. You know, they wasn't happy. They didn't want to hear that. Oh, I didn't notice that. So the things that they gave me on the chalkboard, I should have did one of those 5. I thought it was an example. Once again, not paying attention, not being serious, and understanding that I just wanted to play basketball. But we have to remember, and I wish I knew this, a sport, if you could play a sport, if you could get an academic scholarship, if you could do whatever, tennis, whatever it may be, we have to start looking at it as, we want to get the scholarship, right? The sport is cool, but we want to use that opportunity to get our degree, right? I was looking at it the other way around. I just want to play ball. I got a basketball scholarship. So why didn't you want me to do all of this grades, this, that, and the third, right? So I became what it was a liability. You know, you have car insurance, you have full coverage. I mean, if you hit someone or someone hits you, you're good. A liability is the opposite. So when you look at these universities that give you a scholarship, I was looked at as a liability because they say, yo, you don't know to be here. Nothing. So you start realizing, you start seeing things like, wait a minute. In life, there's going to be a lot of things that we're just not in control of. But there's also a lot of things that we are in control of. And everything that I had to go through, I was in control of it. It was my fault. Right? I had to go to that mirror. Michael Jackson had a song, God rest him, Man in the Mirror. I had to go to that mirror and say, oh, what am I doing? Was I an angel kid? No. But I had limits. Never wanted to go to jail. Never wanted to be a minister in my community. So I had the limits of what I was going to do. And you all have limits. The things that you can control, make sure you take advantage of it. Things that you can only do one time. Wish I knew this years ago. Things that you can like. There's going to be certain things you can only do one time in your life. Let's talk about education. First grade, second grade, all the way to 12. The only way you can do that over is if you stay back. So we're just going to go where you take advantage of those opportunities that's going to come across in you guys' life. Back to my story. I left the Caldwell College. My mayor, God bless him, John T. Gregorio, one of the best guys I ever met in my life. He had a construction company. I went to him that Friday. I said, hey, Mr. Mayor, I need a job. He said, oh, no problem, well, we'll see my son on Monday. That Saturday, I was in the newspaper. I see they said tryouts for the Harlem Wizards. Harlem Wizards is like the Globetrotters. And also, ever since I was 15 years old, I played at Rucker Park with Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Shaquille O'Neal. That's where I got the name Navy Bit from. I just wanted to put that in. So now, I went to try out for the Harlem Wizards. I made the team. I went to see the mayor. I said, Mayor, thank you, but I got to go play with this team. But the summer of 1999 is when things changed. I met Dan One. It was an all-star game in Virginia Beach the summer of 1999. Now, mind you, remember, I had just left, got kicked out of the schools. I'm playing on this traveling team like the Globetrotters. I meet this company, And One. The first tape they had out was of Skip to My Lou, Rayford Austin. And that tape was put out like maybe 100,000 copies on the VHS. So we talk about back in the day. So when I met And One, they said, listen, they said, we want you to give us all of your highlights. And we'll put a volume 2 out, which will be 250,000 copies. I said, yo, that's incredible. You mean to tell me all the stuff I've been through? I have a sneaker company that wanted to sign me, right? I thought about it and I said, wait a minute, I'm all about opening the door for somebody else. But if I give them all my highlights, I'm just as good as my last one. I said, wait a minute. I went back within 24 hours. I hit back the guy. I said, listen, I can bring 5 of the best street ballers in the world to market and represent your brand. At 26 years old, you really don't understand. I know I didn't understand marketing, branding, but I knew I used it in that term. So I picked up 5 guys. That was the foundation of what you wind up seeing with the And One mixtape tour. I say this humbly. I really didn't like history, but it was a blessing. The Creator blessed me to be able to travel to 23 countries behind basketball, behind me not giving up, behind me chasing a dream. What was the dream? At 49 years old, I understand the dream, but I also understand the mission. See, God, or whoever your creator is, they are the best of planners. The reason why I say that is that if I would have chased my dream or did what I wanted to do, would I be here today to share with you guys? So we'll be used in so many different ways. That's why people that you come across, you have to treat them with kindness, be respectful. because you're going to get older one day. I know it's people in this audience right now that may have their little cliques, little crews. We don't like them, they don't like us. I'm actually out today. Get along with one another. Get along with one another. Let's seize it today. Let today be the day that I didn't speak to her all year, but I'm going to speak to her. I didn't speak to him all year, but I'm going to speak to him. Because y'all are the future. Right? I know you may think it's words, but it's real. Y'all can dictate what y'all want to become. The work you put in will be the work that you get out. But go back to that board, that vision board that you have, that to-do list, and make sure that you have a couple of things. You know, everybody want to start off fast. But what I learned in learning still in life is that it's not really about the race. It's about finishing. So whether you come in first, second, third, or last, you finished the race. You learned something. Life can be like driving a car. The GPS. How many people use their GPS? Their family uses GPS. Everybody, right? Put the Google on. The GPS says, I will get you to your destination no matter what, the shortest time. Life not like that. Sometimes we need potholes. Sometimes we need things to stop us. So we can do what? Go look in that mirror. I say this being humble. About 20 years ago, if someone was considered a street ball legend, that meant that they wasted their talents. Things didn't go the way they went. Some became addicts, some got arrested, some got killed, whatever it may be. But I brought corporate America into street basketball. Having corporate America being the bridge between a company and a community. Versus going to a store saying, I got to get this product right here. But it's different when you go get a product and you say, wow, they sponsored something in my community. They gave out scholarships in my community. So now you feel attached to that. So I was that person. I'm that person who bridges the gap with companies. But the main and most important thing to me is to be able to give back to the community. We have to love our community. We don't need no more hustlers, gangsters. We don't need no more of that. No more of that. And I want y'all to agree on something with me, or maybe disagree. To let you know that it's very important what you listen to. Subliminally, things, you can react from things subliminally, right? I'm going to give you one. They have, we deal with an opioid. Opioids, right? Drugs, opioids, we have a bad case of that, right? In our communities. But you need to tell me that there's a song where the guy said he forgot his perk dance. Like, there's no, let's really think about this. It shows you that what we listen to can dictate or we can have a reaction from it, because if you keep hearing something over and over and over and over, you're going to say, oh, wow, I don't like this song. If we drove from here to New York City, 40 minutes away, I don't like this song. I guarantee you, by the time we get to New York City, they're going to play that song about 4 or 5 times. And we're going to say, well, the hook is pretty cool. I like this part of the song. So listen, don't let these rappers or whoever it is feel this guy job. Come on, a perk dance? You gotta be kidding me. When I heard that song, I said, yeah, they just really out of control. Right? These guys, I know a lot of these rappers personally. And when I'm sharing with y'all, I will share with them, have shared with them. Because how are we telling you guys what to do and it's negative? How many times have you listened to a song, this new rap or whatever rap it is, and I'm just giving rap music. Rap music. How many times have you listened to a rap music that you can say, wow, I learned something from this? The only thing you should learn from it is not to do what they say, because 9 times out of 10, they're not doing it. These guns, talk about Ja Morant. I know his whole family. But look at the decisions. Do y'all know that 1 split second can offset your life forever. One split second. One split second. First time. Okay. Second time. And people say, oh, well, you don't know this or that. Whether you're a public figure or whoever you are, whatever, an average person should be brandishing weapons. We have a problem with guns. Every rapper, AK-47, we don't need that in our community. But when you start hearing it, they think that's cool. But I'm here to let y'all know, the things that's corny is going to be the things that save y'all life. The things that saved my life. Street basketball, the parks, was a safe haven. It was a place where I could go express myself. I looked at the basketball court as a canvas. And my style of play was my artwork. Some artwork was abstract art. What I mean by abstract, when I dunked it, the rim fell on my head. I got 18 staples. When I dunked it, shattered the backboard, I had stitches all over my body. That's abstract art. You know, so I just want to encourage y'all to try to be the best that you can be. Each and every person in here, right? Imagine if we didn't let an actor or an entertainer or an athlete dictate how we're going to be, how we're going to dress, how we're going to talk. Imagine if everybody was themselves. The world would be so interesting because you would never meet the same person. Never give up on your dreams. Today I'm the CEO of Blacktop Streetball Association. We do different communities, community events. You can check it out, biggerthanthebrand.com. And I want to leave y'all with this, and make sure y'all share this with your community. Make sure your next shot is over your opponent and never at your opponent. God bless you all, and thank you for having me here. Got my son, my manager, my brother Alvin Rip for making it all possible. God bless y'all. Be the best you can be.
Oh my. All right, Mr. Wally Dixon, the main event, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got a couple of minutes for questions, a little Q&A here. Okay, if anybody has questions for the main event, okay, does anybody have a question? There's a lot of stuff to process right there. A lot of things that Mr. Dixon was talking about that we just talked about before he got here. E plus R equals O, right? People, places, and things. Was that a question? Did he have a question?
That was a question between me and him.
Oh, okay.
He good, he good.